In this video, I'm going to go through how to use the multiple languages feature built into the KVB or Kollmorgen Visualization Builder software. This allows you to, with the click of a button on the HMI screen, for example, to automatically change all the strings in the entire project from one language to another. This is especially helpful if you only want to manage one project in KVB that would allow the machine to be even used in a factory where multiple languages are spoken, or in a machine that may be used throughout the world with different languages spoken at different locations. You only have to manage one project. I am starting with the KS 2-axis PLC Open templates that have a default or demo KVB project. You can certainly add this feature if you're starting a KVB project from scratch, but it's just going to be a little quicker for me to show you because some of this is already done already in our template project. So once it opens, if you scroll down the Project Explorer under Functions, there is a section for multiple languages. If you don't have the Project Explorer, you can always go to View and click back the Project Explorer, and the multiple languages is in there by default, but other features, if you go to this Insert tab, you can add. So even if you don't see some of these functions, you could insert them using the Insert tab. So in multiple languages, in this project we've already added a second language. You just have this text column, and this will list all these strings in your entire project that are tied to different objects and different screens of your project. So you can, if you wanted to add another one, so for instance this project right now just has the default, which is in English, and a second language, which is in German. I can click on Languages and click Add if I wanted to add a third option. There's a long list of default languages, not just the language, but then also even the location. So if there's different dialects, maybe if this machine you wanted to add multiple versions of Spanish because the machine might be used in Mexico or in Spain, for instance, you can do that. So let's scroll down and find Spanish, or maybe in a part of the US where Spanish is spoken commonly. So once you add it under this languages section, now if I go back to the text column, you'll see there is a new column here in the text tab. It is totally blank. I could click this translate button. If I want to use an online translation software, it will go through all the strings and attempt to translate all of them. If you do that, you probably will have to go through and test your project, simulate it, go through all the screens, because some words in different languages are longer or shorter than others. It may not fit on the screens or buttons or objects that they're tied to, but then you can always go through and manually make changes for those options. Also, sometimes in the industrial automation world, certain words don't easily translate to different languages, so you could also once again manually go through one by one, or you could export the entire list to a CSV file and have a native speaker or a translation service do that for you, and then you could just import it back, either multiple languages or one at a time. Also, this is all the strings tied to buttons or objects, things that you add. There are also a number of just built-in system text for built-in pop-ups, for instance for the pop-up if you're doing recipe handling, for instance. So if you also want to go further, you can change the strings used in all the built-in system texts that might show up in the KVB project. So this is how you actually translate or have a big database for all the different strings in different languages, but then in your project you have to have a way to choose or switch between them. So in this template program, that is done. If I go to the background screen, most of the screens in this demo program share the same backgrounds. The top portion here is the same on each screen. You see they're not even buttons, they're just circles with different flags showing different countries or to represent the different languages, English and German. So for any object on the screen in KVB, you can tie actions to them. So you can, right now, mouse down, so when you click on this section of the screen, it will do the set language option, and then you can choose between all the different languages what you want to load. So we have also the German flag will set language to Germany. So this is found under the language section, or if I go to other, set language, that's where you would find this option from the list of actions. So once again, it doesn't have to be tied to a button, it can tie to any object, or if you wanted to tie it to a tag, if I go to the tag screen, you can tie actions to when the value of certain tags equal or are greater to. So there is this action column. You may have to click the column visible checkboxes to have them available, but if you highlight a tag and then click the ellipse here, you can tie an action directly to the value of a tag. So even if you want to add some logic on the PLC side, you know, if a certain variable is set, so that way you could have one HMI project and automatically preset the value of a tag in the your PLC code, that if it's set to 1 to automatically load English, set to 2 automatically load Spanish, and so on. So people don't even have to press buttons. It just automatically loads to a certain language. So let me show you how it actually works. So if I click run to actually run the project, but on my development PC, not on the physical HMI device, I can show you how it would work quickly. So basically on any project in this, or any screen in this project, you'll see the 2 buttons, and I can just click it and it'll automatically switch all the strings from one language to another. So as you can see, it was very easy to do. You don't have to be a programmer. It's just with a built-in feature inside the Kollmorgen Visualization Builder software, and it is very powerful, so you don't have to have multiple versions of a project for different languages. So if I just click on the German flag, it will change all the strings to German and then back again to English. And once again, because we use this background screen that's shared, it doesn't matter what screen I'm on, it will share between them all. So that was just a quick intro how to use the multiple language feature in the KVB software. Well, this is part of a series of videos where we're going through the different features of the KS IDE and Kollmorgen Visualization Builder software. So if you're interested in others, there are a number of other videos on KVB and on our YouTube channels.